I need to tell you, I absolutely need to tell you what happened this morning when I woke up and I had my coffee, because it's like it has everything, all this channel is about the life experiences, and the people on social media I follow, they share their life experiences as well. So there are two big categories. Or they live in a city where I always wanted to live, but I will never will because of this or that reason. Or they share an information about what they do, about their profession. They really know that subject and they share bips and bobs every single video. So these two large groups I follow, and today, mine, I don't really share too much knowledge. So mine is really like a diary about life experiences and stuff. And today, this morning, that few minutes is so absurd that I need to share it with you, because wow, this is something. So this morning I woke up without an alarm. I woke up, of course I have an alarm set, I set alarm like 5 different time in case I would fall asleep. But nowadays I woke up before the alarm. I don't need the alarm at all. Today I woke up 7 minutes before the alarm, and I looked around, everything was fine. I woke up fresh and happy and with no need to put my head back down on the pillow. And I had my coffee. I have a mug, which is a very small mug. I wouldn't even call a mug because it's not for coffee. It's not for coffee at all. It's for sake, and it's a ceramic one. It's quite expensive. I got it as a present. You're supposed to drink hot sake, which is a Japanese alcoholic beverage. You're supposed to drink that from this cup, but I use it for something much cheaper than sake, and that is coffee. And even from the coffees, the most cheapest one, which is the instant coffee, you can buy everywhere, and if you go to the hotel, you got it in a small sachets. It comes free basically with the room. So I have that with hot water, and that's what I have for breakfast. And I had a croissant as well. The croissant was from one of the big chains of shops, and it tasted nothing like croissant at all. I just come from Paris, and I can tell you it tasted nothing like croissant. When I encounter this kind of problem, I don't feel anger. I feel something that doesn't have a name for it. An emotion doesn't have a name for it. It's like, I don't know how much money I have at this second, but I'm sure I can allocate some money to send the person who authorized this sort of croissants to be put on the shelves. I can send that person to Paris for a weekend to try real croissant. So what kind of feeling is that? There is anger in it, 10% of anger, but the rest is like, let's do something with this mistake. Let's improve. So this sort of emotion that I felt this morning when I had my cheap instant coffee and my croissant that tasted nothing like a croissant, it was completely tasteless, almost salty, and right in the middle there was something that they would call almond. So on the packaging they would write almond croissant. But it of course never seen almond, and it's like so artificial. It's incredible. And now this is the second part and the most important part I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I don't listen anything. But today I was listening Hungarian news. Yes, I live in London, UK, and that's why all the pictures or the videos you see, they are from London, from the streets when I walk. And when I go to Paris, you see pictures of Paris. When I go to Barcelona, of course, but I'm based in London for long years now. But I was born in Hungary, and sometimes I'm listening to Hungarian news. And today morning, there were a couple of guys, I think 4 of them, talking about different subjects, and this is what I heard, and this is very important. I talk about my life experiences. Today, I talk about how I had my coffee and the croissant. I listened to Hungarian news. Don't quote me. Don't say that you get your news from my channel, from my videos, because this is what I've heard. I did not research it or anything like that. So, as I said, it is like, a life experience video. I talk about how the coffee tasted, it was okay, how the croissant tasted, it was terrible, and how the music made me feel. So it's about how it made me feel, it's not about the news. So I tell you now that, and it's an official channel. In Hungary they have the YouTube channel as well, where they upload like 10 minutes videos. It was a longer one, I think. Yeah, longer one. So I was listening to this one, and they said that one of the guy called the fire brigade, that the forest is burning. There is a wildfire. It's burning rapidly, and this is summer, this is August. For example, here in London, I think there was no rain all summer long. For 3 months there was no rain. Yes, it's pretty sad. You go out in your garden, you bring a bucket of water, and it's basically, your garden is like literally suffering because haven't seen rain for such a long time. It's suffering. It's really struggling to even absorb this much of water because it's so dry. Everything's so dry. And obviously Hungary is the same thing. It's very dry. So when the fire comes, it spreads 10 times more faster than in any other times. And what happened is, this gentleman said on the news, I was listening while drinking my coffee and trying to eat my croissant. So this guy said that this gentleman called the fire brigade, and the fire brigade said they come and deal with the fire, but first you need to pay for the fuel. Yes, that's right. And what? So this is Central Europe right now. There's a problem with the fuel. It's not just the prices. There is no fuel. And I mean, I don't say that there's no fuel. It's like very limited. Can you believe that? Oh, fire. Okay, we're gonna go and deal with the fire, but first you need to pay for the fuel. We need to, pump some gas to our trucks, so in order to attend to the call. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Don't see much of this one now. But I used to have the best comic book shops in town. But you know, it's actually is good that they're doing something with it, because it was always a messy place. They were struggling to keep it nice and clean. Hopefully they're not going to touch the trees, because they are huge. Look at them. Like 5-story tall. Look at the building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the trees are higher than those buildings around. Hopefully they're not gonna touch the trees, because where I live, they were refurbishing one of the restaurants and they cut all the trees around it. Getting here took 40 minutes longer than it should have been. So we kinda late from the appointment, and it turned out that it was online. So we came to have a coffee. It was about 5-6 people from my work. You know, first day the people I met, and they called me to get a drink. But I thought that we're gonna go to a place like a pub, like a proper English pub. But no, we didn't. We went to the church garden, and everyone on the way, I don't know how, because it seemed to me that everyone was with me all the time. Everyone got some drinks, and basically it turned out to be a picnic. And we were there for a while. It could be minutes, maybe 10-20 minutes, and after that more and more and more people came, and a couple of people became a quite large group. Because what happened is that people who used to work in the place where I started to work on that day, they came from obviously at the location from their new workplaces. Yeah, so they had a pretty good team. Some people who joined left the company like over a year, maybe 2 years, and still they were invited for every single night out. So then the 5-6 people became 10, and then 20, and we were a quite large group. And everyone immediately, you know, got into a small groups, and one of the guy who's a professional fighter, I don't know now which style, but by now probably he's already teaching, training other people, and they were started to play like shadow boxing with one of the girls who left 2 years ago, and other people like jump on each other like literally like children. 35 years old people behaving like children on a night out. It was very good. So if the lady priest doesn't point out to me that kind of behavior, I might have never really noticed, because I just want to, I just wanted to show it on my first day that I'm social, not antisocial. I didn't like them at first, and when the lady priest came and said, "Oh, you are too loud, try to turn down the volume and stuff," I realized that I don't belong here at all. And then I realized on the second thought that I want to, and I stayed for 5 years with them. This Harry Potter here since forever. I look at the moon, the size of the moon. That's a shop for board games. These are very popular, especially this one. And I remember one of my friends wanted to open a shop for this kind of board games and asked me if I want to help him, if I want to join. These are very popular. especially the night. So you can go to these shops in the afternoon, in the evening, and you can join in. We are walking towards Seven Dials. It looks like they left the Christmas decoration out on the trees. We just walking here and we saw this one, Bence Bakonyi.
You signed, like, should be more. You signed more English now, but you're not.
It immediately caught my eyes because I recognized the location. And the location is, it's called Bath, Gellert Bath. And I was there with my friend from London last year. I went to Hungary for a month, and my friends from London came to visit me, and I took them to Gellert Bath. And that was actually one of the last days because now it's closed down. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, middle of the night, and I think this is the best time to do your things because the whole city is so quiet. And you know, now I want to move from the 10 minutes videos to longer ones, like 40 minutes or even an hour long ones. And for that I need to research, I need to look through lots of materials, lots of live feed, and many of them are for some reason very quiet. So I can tell you the truth that if I go to the garden, I sit down, I make myself comfortable, basically I wouldn't hear anything from the videos I find on the internet because of the noise coming from the street. But you know, middle of the night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it just perfect because everything is so quiet. That's why I'm talking to you right now in a very almost whispering. And you know, I wanted to take a break. I went outside in the garden and I wanted to do some push-ups, but because you know, this energy crisis and everything, I decided not to turn on the lights. So I went to the garden. It was completely dark, but you know, I don't need the light because I know my garden like a palm of my hand. I don't need anything. And I went outside. I find a spot which is just perfect for us right now, and I started to do the push-ups, but it was completely dark. In the garden I have like 4 trees, and I used one of the trees as a focus point. I was next to it, you know, it was like an arm's length. I had both palms, you know, down there, push-ups. I started to do it. The moment I moved, something else moved as well. It could be a mouse, it could be a rat, it could be a fox, it could be 1,000 other things which you don't want to meet middle of the night in a pitch black garden while you basically lying on the floor. But you're not lying because your hands are there, you know, like halfway in a push-up, but still I was like, oh my god, I know it's energy crisis, but I'm going to turn every single light on right now.
stop in Brown. We'll stop in Brown. We'll stop in Brown.